Hello and welcome to another thought-provoking episode of the Smart Family Living, where we explore how technology, trends, and choices shape our homes, our relationships, and our future. Today's question is one every parent is secretly asking. Are our kids listening more to AI voice assistants than to us? Now think about it. Bedtime stories, homework help, even life's little question like, why is the sky blue? Alexa always has an answer and it never gets tired. There's a question mark there. But can a voice assistant truly replace a parent's voice? That's the big battle today, Alexa versus mom. Who is really raising our kids? Stay tuned because it's going to be an eye-opening, fun, and maybe a little controversial. All right, so before we dive into the big debates, is our Do You Know Tech highlights. Now, this includes some of the latest kid-focused tools that are sparking conversations in living rooms around the world. So on our list, we have the first Alexa Kid Mode. I really like this one. This is a voice assistant experience designed for children. It filters inappropriate content, lets kids play learning games, hear age-appropriate music and stories, and give parents a dashboard to monitor their activities. Now, it encourages interactive learning like quizzes, games, and storytelling. Also, it's hand-free for kids. They don't need to operate a device manually. It grows with the child. Now, it has some disadvantages. Now, recording stored, raising questions about data usage. Screen tech dependency, if overused, limited to Amazon ecosystem. Let's move to the next on our list. Now the next is the Google Read Alone. Now it's a free reading app that uses voice recognition to listen to kids read aloud, correcting pronunciations and gently offering encouragement. I really like this one. Now, it's great literacy booster, reading confidence and pronunciations. Now, it works offline once downloaded, encouraging and non-judgmental feedback, unlike some teachers. I'm not going to make mention of some names right now, unlike some teachers or trainers. Yes, it also requires a quiet environment for accurate recognition. This is one of the cons of this app. Not equally strong across all languages and accent variation. Now, kids may lose interest without parental encouragement, so would always tell parents to be siblings or parents play. Now, the cons of this is that limited realism, basic 3D, not pro level, may need adult supervision for your young kids. I really love this. We have children that are very smart and very creative and they want to design their own cartoon animation. This is good for them. Now, the very last on our list is the Calm Kids. It's a section of a Calm app tailored to children with bedtime stories, meditation and breathing exercises. It helps with sleep routines and emotional regulation. It also regulates emotions and reduces anxiety. It improves sleep routine with relaxing audio. Lullabies, begin to sing, build long life mindfulness habits. Yeah, it's gentle and child-friendly. But then it has little cons, which are, it requires consistency. Now, kids might resist at first, but you have to continue. It works better with parental involvement. May become a sleep crutch if over-relied on. Now, this tool sounds amazing. Yes, yeah, they're actually amazing. But here is the question. If technology is doing all of these, what happens to mom and dad's role? This will lead us into our main discussion for today. Now, imagine a 5-year-old walks into the kitchen and instead of saying, "Hi mom, hi dad, could you please help me spell banana?" they just confidently yell out, "Alexa, how do you spell banana?" And the smart speaker answers instantly with a cheerful tone and maybe even a fun fact about banana. Banana is this and that. Now, here's the question. Is this a sign of a brilliant future? Or are we outsourcing parenting to robots? Just greet yourself, Chris. I can confidently tell you our guests are fully prepared right after this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back, viewers. We are diving into the main discussion for today. I don't have time for paparazzi. Like, my guests are really ready to dish out what they have brought to the table. Now, today's question is one every parent is secretly asking, as I mentioned earlier. Are our kids listening more to AI voice assistants than to us? We can say voice assistants like Alexa, Google Home, and Siri are becoming as common as the TV remote in many homes. Kids are growing up with two voices guiding them at home, mom's voice and AI voice. But here's the big question, who is winning their attention? Joining me today are two brilliant minds to help us unpack this. We have Mr. Chuku Patrick Ifeanyi. He is a software developer and entrepreneur passionate about leveraging emerging technologies like AI in education. You wonder why he's on set. He is a co-founder of and CEO, of Builder, an AI-powered edtech startup equipping children and teenagers with essential tech skills through training, mentorship, and innovative learning through animations and music nursery rhymes. His works revolve around the intersection of technology, education, and social impact. You're welcome, Mr. Chuku.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my pleasure.
Patrick Ifeanyi. It's amazing having you on the show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
All right, we have an amazing personality, Oluwabukola. She is a passionate teacher and global education leader with over 15 years of experience shaping how children learn and thrive. As a founder of Zara Educational Services and an EdTech specialist, she has trained teachers, designed curricula, and championed safe learning spaces across Africa. With her expertise at the intersection of education, child safeguarding, and technology, she brings unique insight into how tools like Alexa can support or disrupt parenting and child development. She is also a parent consultant who works daily with families navigating modern parenting challenges, sharing practical tips for everyday family. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Can I call you Mrs. Buki?
That's fine. Or Mrs. Ojobo.
Mrs.
Buki is easier.
Mrs. Buki, I think Mrs. Buki is easier.
I know.
You're welcome. Welcome to Smart Family Living. So now let's dive in, starting with the big one. A voice assistant simply helping parents or slowly replacing them? Is Alexa becoming a new homework helper, bedtime storyteller, and family DJ? Or is it quietly replacing the role of mom and dad in ways we don't even realize? Is this a sign of brilliant future? Or are we outsourcing parenting to robots? Say ladies first, so I would ask you that.
Wow, thank you so much for that. I would actually say maybe I don't want to sound biased because there's a tech person here. When I see tech people, and I've heard of Builder before, so I know they're doing an amazing job. But the truth is, for me, I'm very careful with the use of technology.
Amazing.
With kids. I don't want to sound biased.
Please just be
Yes,
real.
yeah. So please feel free to go against whatever.
That's why we have you. You're sitting opposite each other, coming
So
from different
exactly, we
views.
now sound like we're doing a debate. But the
no.
truth is that technology has come to stay.
Yes, it
and
has.
that is the truth. But I think as a safeguarding expert and a consultant with safeguarding in schools, I would say we have to be careful how much data Alexa is taking from our kids. How is it safe? Really, it is replacing daddy and mommy, I'm sorry to say. Yes,
wow.
Yes, Alexa is replacing daddy and mommy in some percentages if you let Alexa replace you, right? And so that is the answer to this question. But in all sincerity, I know that Alexa does not give us the physical, and that's just what is the missing link here. But in terms of really, why wouldn't I ask Alexa when Alexa is very fast? Alexa never, I've had a child say, I would rather ask Alexa because daddy, mommy will say, I'm busy.
Oh, wow.
My heart. Yes. So Alexa is faster. Alexa will give you the what, not the why. Right.
I think I like that.
Yeah. So I don't want to.
Okay, she's trying to play safe. Please don't
Yes.
play safe. All right, so Mr. Patrick, what would you have to say about that?
Well, yeah, she said it absolutely correctly. In this age, technology has come to stay.
Yeah.
And understanding that fact. And of course, some parents, even though they want to be present in the lives of their children, some situations having to meet ends needs, so many situations is not making them rightly available as they would want. Yeah, so is technology coming to, or AI, for example, coming to replace parenting? I'll say not entirely so. But it's coming to enable learning, like to make this a lot more easier. Now, for parents who understand this reality and are effectively merging or leveraging this tool to raise a child, like you said, the what's and not the why, that question is very big. But we have supervised learning in this age, where the AI itself are now asking children questions. And I think it's one of the projects I know of because it's one of the things we have been on, right? To ensure that you're not just throwing answers to children. Where's the place for critical thinking, right? So the technology itself is also helping to spark curiosity, but importantly, just showing them what is possible, like at very fast, they're more available. The technology is more available than some parents, unfortunately, right? And it's more accessible. It's every time, at any point, the child can go ask questions. But yeah, it's not entirely replacing, but I feel it makes raising children better and easier in this age when you use appropriately. Anyways.
I can see someone is really smiling. Probably you have something else to say. We'll be going on a very short break, and when we return, we'll continue from this point. Short break. welcome back from that short break. You're welcome, Mr. Johnson.
Such a joy to be here. Thank you.
I'm happy to see you. Let's leave it at that point. I'm excited to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on our show.
It's a pleasure.
So we're talking about the AI voice assistant,
Yeah.
and we asked the question: is AI voice assistant coming to replace parenting? Are we outsourcing parenting to them, or is this a brilliant future? The use of AI voice assistants for kids. Is it a brilliant future, or are we gradually outsourcing parenting to robots?
I think the use of AI currently, the use of AI voice assistant in parenting role currently, I don't think it's so much concerning to me yet. But then I see that parents are beginning to become overly dependent on this voice
Really?
assistant, right? Alexa, what do we make for breakfast today?
Yeah.
Alexa, should I take my son to the park today? Alexa, at that point, parents begin, when you see parents being overly dependent on those tools, you see, even if you are the one executing, there's someone giving the instructions. Are we together?
Yeah.
So I think that's the only gap we need to look at and ensure that. But when we were discussing it the last time I came here, we spoke about how these tools are helping parents to relieve the stress, right? Parents don't need to stress themselves to think of ideas, things they need to do to help their children learn better and all of that. But then when parents are now overly dependent on these tools, you find out that the tools are now parenting for them, not them parenting.
That's a deep something there. The tools, let our tools not parent for us. Please, let our tools not parent for us. And so Nigerian parents inviting a digital stranger into their homes when they are relying on this AI voice assistant, and that is to our safeguarding experts.
Okay. I don't know, maybe I always seem to take the extreme and just say yes or no.
I think you should go ahead to take the extreme.
I think yes, because parenting is presence. And whether we want to say, what's the difference between a parent? Yes, your child can be in boarding school, but you are present. It's not about how much time you spend with your child, but the quality of the time. Now, if that little quality time that you are struggling with, that like there's holidays now.
Yes.
You're outside the whole holiday there. Should we go to the park? Should we wear red? Should we wear pink? Simple things that I'm actually worried, because I keep reading on LinkedIn about how research is showing that the brain size for kids are shrinking because of their curiosity are no longer,
It's no longer there.
yes, it's no longer there. They're not curious. They just, why would I need to think when I can just ask? So I like what you said. That thing about we have to make sure we caution the amount of time that the kids actually spend. We have to regulate it. Yes, there has to be regulated. Everything has moderation. There should be a time. In my house, I'm very careful about the number of hours you spend on the screen. There should even be the amount of screen, like you have to have screen
time.
yes, 2 hours for a 2-year-old. It's too much per day. But Alexa is not just the voice plus the screen plus the laptop plus we are learning Python. It's a lot. Eventually, when you ask a child any question, they can't even sit down to put it together. Alexa can say 2 plus 2, it's 4, and is this. But can Alexa really explain how we got to the 4 in a more practical way for a child? So I would say, yes, we are inviting strangers. And so we have to really supervise Alexa, even with the kids.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Amazing. I'm sure Mr. Patrick has something to say, because he is an AI tech expert, especially for kids. So would you say that?
Overly dependent on that, which is, we need to find a balance, right? Is it replacing? Somewhat, to a great extent, yes. But the question is it necessarily bad?
No.
Is it necessarily something wrong?
Okay.
That's another angle to it.
Okay.
If properly used, right, I get the question of are children still curious? And that is heavily dependent on how the involvement of the parents and of course maybe the teachers or the sibling, whoever, in using this tool to enable or drive their curiosity. They are learning how to. I feel true learning itself, true learning or true teaching rather is a guided learning, and of course knowing how to ask questions, like following up with children with questions, not just overly asking them to. For example, what we call prompting, right? You know, we have seen cases where children are taught how to ask questions. For example, a builder for one, I know one of the things we take time to help children understand is learning how to learn in the age of AI. So if a child learn how to learn, quote unquote, or learn how to ask questions, which becomes like one of the kind of questions you ask these tools, you're not necessarily just going to ask what is. Like you're asking it to perhaps ask you questions that will help you understand this better. Maybe not in the small things. Maybe not in just the what should I wear today. Maybe not in what should I eat today. Maybe
But you know, children would always be children.
Yeah.
By the time they start asking one, they just would leverage on the whole thing and begin
I have
to
a bias
ask.
for that. I
ask
even
a whole
have
lot.
my own perspective to it. I'm concerned with what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
And my concern is that why should I ask AI? Why should I go through the stress of thinking about questions when I can get answers? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So instead of me asking AI, try to build my curiosity, right? I can just get the answer. I don't need to stress myself. I was listening to an interview, Ngozi Chimamanda Adichie, you know her. She was in an interview. She's a prolific writer. I'm sure we are aware of that. And she was concerned. She was raising her concerns about the AI tools. And one of the things she mentioned was that creativity is now, being deadened. People are no longer curious about things. I can write like Ngozi. I can write like her. I don't need to go to school. I don't need to stress myself. I can pick copies of her writing and prompt AI
Yes.
tool and say, write like this, So at what point should we draw the line? At what point should there be balance? So these are the concerns. These are the serious concerns, that we are having.
Honestly, thank you for that.
Yeah.
That is why parenting cannot be outsourced as much as we want to outsource it. We need to set boundaries.
Yeah.
Let the children have that time still with earth. I mean, Alexa cannot teach values. When we teach values to our kids as parents, we will, even the children will say, oh, I've had my 2-hour screen time for the day.
For the day, yeah.
Yeah, I want to think, I want to draw, I want to be bored. It's okay to be bored, but in this generation,
No child wants to be
nobody-
born.
their brain is like
I
this.
just want to do something,
Yes,
but we know
yes.
that technology is evolving, and we have to evolve with this technology. If we don't, our kids will.
Yes,
Yes.
They will,
Yes.
Yes,
because
they're going
they are
faster
not
than us.
always with us.
Yes,
We are not,
we have to
except we
catch
need
up.
to cage them, build a cage, and hey, you have to sit here. But then we need these tools at home. As much as they are the cons, they are the pros. So the advantages to this. So what would you say are the mistakes you've seen parents make when using these smart assistants at home, Mrs. Boki?
Okay, so just like we've kind of put it, number one, over-dependence.
Over-dependency.
Lack of guidance. That's one of the things. I mean, there are some shows that people believe are outstanding shows. Like, okay, I don't want to call any. There are some that all these 2-year-olds are very addicted to. We know them, right? And funny enough, those shows are not good if they watch it alone. But when they watch it with a teacher
Exactly.
or a carer who actually helps them to
Make meaning.
It helps them to think. It helps them to understand. It's better than I just leave my child and I'm washing the plates, doing other things. And yes, it's helping us. It should aid. But honestly speaking, the first mistake is over-dependency, then lack of presence, then of course, lack of, a lot of parents don't put enough internet security. So a lot of times, children may drift. yeah, so your child is asking about this, but guess what? You know how when you give AI a prompt, it is,
Yes.
should I?
Should I?
Should
Yeah.
I? You just
keep
ask a
moving.
question. It's like, should I give you another day? Should I give?
Should
then
I
before
arrange
you-
it? Should I make
should I
it this
make
way
then
and that
before
way?
you know it, the child will lose
Or
track, and you
just-
don't really know what
yes,
information will
What's
it will
going
end up with. So that is one of the two of the major mistakes I see: parents' lack of supervision, and of course, parental adult presence. Yes.
Amazing. So, Mr. Patrick, what would you say parents should know about privacy and data storage when kids make use of these applications?
Thank you so much again. I think we talked about Alexa Kid Mode.
Yes.
So there are some safeguarding around. We know these are children, right? I also understand that the AI space is still evolving itself.
Yeah, it is.
So right now, some of our concerns are very valid, but it's not just concerning to the parents themselves, even to those behind the wheel of this technology as well.
Yeah.
Also trying to put measures. I'm sure whatever the version of AI we are all leveraging today will not be the version that will, of course, be available. It's an ever-evolving space.
It is.
From a global standpoint, AI right here in Nigeria, because I know that people are researching, people are working on how do we ensure, like I talked about supervised learning at the beginning. Unlike the generic LLM that you just ask a question, we feed you answers. I know one of the projects we are working on is just supervised learning. Like, you're not giving the children answers. You know, you ask, why should you ask a question when you can get an answer? So the child will ask a question, but the tool will not feed directly the answer.
So what will it feed? What exactly will it respond
It will
to?
lead you.
A kind of
It will
question.
lead you to the answer.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, okay, what is 2 plus 2, for example?
Okay.
What happens when you have 2 pieces of? So more of it explaining, and every child will understand why. This is just saying 4 as the answer. So what happens when you have 2 pen or pencils with another 2, and you like merge them
Put them
together?
together.
That's the question. What happens? Or how many does it become? Now, you know, that's not a straight answer.
Okay.
That's rather
That's not even
questioning
an
the-
answer.
It's not an answer. It's a question, right?
So that's what we
Yes.
want to do for kids
Yes,
now.
to be able to birth a sense of curiosity for them to now think deeper. Okay, helping them learn on their own by asking them further questions, not just to give them the answers, just the way we have it right now. So the space itself is evolving. For another kid mode, for example, at least we talked about it earlier, they are also allowing the parents to even understand the
Control.
history and, of course, put controls. So there are ChatGPT right now. I don't even think they allow children below a certain age to have an account. But that is not.
Because of your email,
That
yeah.
is where that's not audio, right? So same for the audio as well. Like there are measures, privacy measures. All of these are also coming. Some are already in place, but the space is ever evolving because there are concerns from parents, from people who work with children. So the technology itself is evolving to cater for all those concerns. So it's not like it's stagnant. What I'm trying to say is that this is also evolving. So the future is promising from my standpoint. As it's future for that, all those concerns you may have as a parent too. The technocrats also have those concerns,
Yeah.
right? Because they are also either parents or they will become parents.
Exactly.
Yeah, so everybody wants the best, for their child. If not for any other person, you want to think about your own child's sake. So I feel the future is promising when it comes to these tools. All these concerns, some are already catered for, but the evolution in the space is also very rapid. Yeah, so that's
Still
my
a work
concern.
in progress.
It's a work in progress.
In conclusion.
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Johnson, for children with autism, ADHD, I know that's one of your specialty. Is AI voice assistant tool a therapeutic tool for them? How does it affect them? Does it affect them positively or it affects them negatively, especially for this kind of children?
Well, quite frankly, lots of AI tools produced out there has been quite beneficial to children with autism. Reason being that they're able to familiarize themselves with sequence, with voice patterns, and all of that, and it has been quite helpful. So the gap always, I'm a person of balance, right? It has been quite beneficial. I've used lots of tools you know, lots of AI tools, including the voice tools, voice assistant tools, lots of them, and they've been quite helpful, especially children with speech delays, you know, children that, lots of these
Does
things.
it actually help their communication?
Yes, it helps. It
With
helps.
adult supervision?
Yes, with
Okay.
supervision. So I've come to the balance always try because, you know, so it has been quite helpful. It has been quite helpful. Some of the tools have really helped our children, you know, speak, help them to interact better and all of that. But then the balance there is children with autism and ADHD struggle with social interactions.
Exactly.
So
I
they
was gonna
struggle
get
with
there.
so they struggle with social interactions. They do not know when to say no. They don't know when to say stop. They don't know how to interact with their peers. So and that still boils down to overdependence. So while we are doing this, while we are using this, it should not in any way supplement human interactions, because at that point you find out that the child will not be able to interact with other people out there. So it has been quite helpful. I will not totally throw that into the gutter, but then it's been very helpful. But the line has to be there where human aid should not be totally eliminated from helping these children. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for always trying to strike a balance. So, Mrs. Buki, are we creating emotionally detached children by letting them use some of these tools to sort and answer and probably teach instead of parents? Are we emotionally detaching them from this?
Okay, thank you once again. Are we really detaching them? Just like he said, there's a balance in everything. Anything that is overused will definitely create that gap. And so as a teacher also, I work with lots of schools and I work with lots of children also. And I see that, just like I saw one beautiful app that you just showed about reading bedtime stories when you were, I was just imagining as a child, that kind of soothing voice. But after the app reads the story to me, who's going to give me my goodnight kiss? Who's going to give me my hug?
Yeah.
And that is, and there's a lot of psychology that comes from, yes, in short, you could say, oh, I'll just record my voice and let my kids listen to me.
But
But
they
you see,
see you.
yes, the warmth. We're talking of, these are age appropriate. This is
Yeah.
for a younger child.
Yeah.
For the teenagers that you work with, yes, they may be older, they may be able to handle this. But if you are not careful, we are raising a generation where most of the children will stay indoors. They spend more time on AI tools than speaking with human beings.
Yeah.
They will come out to eat lunch and they've said, they've not even spoken to you as a parent. They've been on their phones. You see them on their phones glued 24 hours. So yes, we are raising some level of emotionally detached children. Anything that does not have balance will always get to that. AI is helping. It's helping us moms. It's helping dads. It's saving us a lot of issues. But we need to know when to put a pause, when to tell them it's time to talk about you. It's time to spend more time with you. And it's just that balance that needs to we need to create so that we really don't have them. Because I've seen children do terrible things with AI, and we've read on the news. We don't want to talk about the bad sides and only, but we see it all the time. So it's very important that parents strike that balance. Okay, bedtime is for me. Things about values is for me. You ask me those questions. You can even do your family rules and say, when you want to ask school things, homework things, ask AI. But when you want to ask about things about, okay, should I date this boy? I think that's my question as a mom. It is not Alexa's question. I was like, oh, he's from this family, he's tall, he's dark, he's this. Then should I date him? Alexa will tell you, yes, based on your this. But you don't know, Alexa doesn't know a lot of things. But I am the mom, come and ask me. I will check his family history, right? Can Alexa give you the family history?
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah,
You can
so
just
if you're
check
not careful,
online.
you've got your kids used to asking Alexa for everything.
Yeah.
One day, when they really need to talk to you, they will ask Alexa.
Yeah.
And so you have to strike that balance.
Maybe just to respond to this a bit, permit me. I was reading something recently, just similar to what you're saying. A teenager, I don't know if you saw that on the news, a teenager that committed suicide
Yeah.
because the chatbot instructed him to.
So
Yes,
So-
yes,
you know,
it was very
he was already having a kind of relationship with the chatbot.
Relationship. We'll get there. It's
You know, so this is, you understand, so this is quite concerning, you know. So if if that line, if that border is not there, you know, we'll end up having those concerns.
All right, so moving on to Mr. Patrick. We know that your company, yeah, you make use of AI tools for learning, fun, engagement, nursery rhymes, and all of that. But do you really believe, use of my language, do you really believe that AI voice assistants, so like Alexa, can provide depth in learning? Or is it just a short cut or a short form? You made mention of that, but want you to broaden it.
Yeah, so,
From your field, from your expertise, do you really believe that it can provide deep learning?
okay, thank you so much again. Like I said, right now, what we have for generic AI tools, some are also not necessarily built for learning. These are built because when the purpose of a thing is not known,
Yeah,
Abuse is inevitable.
and so oftentimes these things are built just to respond directly to questions. Just to be like to lead on a conversation, not necessarily to help the child learn, but to answer direct questions. So if you talk about depth in learning, through learning, even what we do, as a teacher, is to try to guide a child through the process, for them to understand the whys, not necessarily the what only, to understand the how behind it. So if you're using a generic AI tool, they cannot be built for this. And so what I see is what I believe is that in this experience, of course, it has to be guided. So if you are asking a question for one, or the tools you're using should be tools that are supervised, meant for children. Yeah, so I understand that there's a view that more solutions are created or will be created.
Yeah,
And of
tailored
course,
for the child.
Tailored for children. Because, like I mentioned, from my perspective, like you mentioned now, we are currently in the middle of something that I see working, helping instead of giving direct answer, just because we understand the place of the curiosity among children, the concerns that people like Chimamanda Adichie, like you mentioned, are having, even we ourselves, not just to children, to adults even. There's this growing concern about even adults. We don't.
AI is coming to replace teachers. All teachers need to change profession and things like that. But really, we can't. We can't do that.
True.
Because that explanation extra, it helps the child to do that.
True.
Because that explanation extra, it helps the child to build better emotional connection, even with special needs, like you mentioned. We have to come to terms with the value of the human being. If not, children will not even value humans again. So I like the age-appropriate apps. I have to agree with those things, because what you make for a teenager who can think will be different from what you make for a preschooler or an elementary school student. So I think it's just let them use age-appropriate apps.
I had a friend who I think I mentioned that last show. He said his child has actually been struggling with mathematics, like really struggling. And he's a smart person. He's my friend, so he's smart. My friends are smart. All right, so he's smart, and he has tried to, put this child through mathematics. He was very specific with mathematics, and then he said he came across an AI tool that actually helped this child from E to B.
Wow.
Yeah, from E to B.
To B.
And the child is good right now with mathematics. Yeah, happy, excited.
It's true.
But that's the truth. We can't sweep the truth under the carpet. Yeah, that's the truth. But then this will lead to my next question. Let's talk about equality or inequality and social impact. Now, these tools are not free. These tools, I don't know how cheap they are. Now, is it something that every child can have access to? Or is it something that will begin to bring inequality amongst children? Well, you don't have, I have, my mommy got me an iPad, so you're not in my class, you're not in my league. So will it bring something like this in the future? Straight to you.
Oh, okay. The ladies first. I think in terms of social impact, with the advent of so many social enterprises getting to sponsor projects like this, sponsor most tech companies are fully backed by a lot of social enterprises. I think they're really bridging the gap. We must agree. I mean, there was a competition in the school. I'm on the board of Belano International Community School, and they went for a competition, a national robotics competition, where they were building the robots. And at the end of the competition, they gave every child, over 1,000 children, free iPads. So that kind of what reduces the digital divide. So a lot of organizations, we have so many all over the internet, they go to government schools now. Most of them, they have fully built ICT labs, provided. Even some organizations even have customized tabs and labs, and they give. So it's not, I feel eventually they will catch up. And there's this research, forgotten his name, this researcher that put a computer in the middle of a desert and said the children should just be roaming around it. And they found out that after almost 1 month, all the children knew how to use a computer. Self-help. Nobody helped them. So I think eventually, when you give kids a tablet, they will figure out how to use it. They need minimal help in using it. Yes, of course, anything that is the tech. The only worry I have now is children are no longer asking for HP. They are even asking for Mac. They're even giving you specs now. So now we can see it's no longer about the use of the device, but something that is, is deeper than that. Peer pressure, all those things that the ones coming in, not just about, I know the function of a device and I want to use it as a device. It's now just a social thing for some of them based on their age too.
All right.
I think to add to that, what we earlier talked about, we cannot overemphasize the place of parents. I mean, the presence of adults or parents in parenting, the human factor.
Yeah.
Because some of the concerns you raise are not necessarily, they are human, like they're not technology or device related. These are morals. And this is not necessarily what technology will just pass on. These are the duties of the parent. As also I advocate for the pros of this. And of course, I'm not saying parents should outsource parenting to that. You must still be involved in your in your child's life. So
But what happens in a situation where we know that, let's be very real, we know that many parents right now are busy. Some parents are too busy for their children, and then we have this tool available. Why won't I just let my child learn and do her stuff or his stuff with these tools? So somehow I just feel like it's still going to boil down to the fact that, should I go ahead?
She knows what she's about to say.
Should I go ahead?
We had this conversation the last time we were here. And before you go ahead, right, it's important that we know that you will always make time for what you value.
Yes.
true.
Do you understand? This is my own perspective. Don't tell me you are too busy. I understand that you need to put food on the table, but you will always make time for what you value. You value your job, so you are there.
Yeah.
You value you value the board meeting, and you are there. You value the patients that you have to perform surgery on, and you are there. Do you value your child? If you value, when we talk about deep value, I understand that there are deep concerns. I really do. But when parents begin to prioritize certain things, you see that they will make time for what is important. Our children are important. We should make time for them.
Yes.
We should make time for them, no matter how small. And then if you cannot be there, right, get good people to be around you.
Very,
You
very
must not.
important.
I will not be so adamant to say that parents will have all the time to be available. Come on, the money has to be made, right? But if you are not there, get good people to be there. You understand? Get good. Gone are the days where we have family cultures, family traditions.
Yes, we stay
You know,
around you.
We learned when we were growing up that the community raises a child. When you do something wrong, before your parents return,
They've
you know,
helped you.
your community has already punished you.
They will rearrange the
You
child. And you can't even do anything. But these days, I
It's
don't know
not even
what's
possible. If
happening.
you even correct someone's child
Like,
in public now, you become the enemy of the parent immediately.
Exactly.
Like it's
But
like,
it
why
shouldn't
are
be.
you can even go to social media for that, for just telling a child, no, do not sit in this manner. And the parent is like, hey,
Who are
this is
you? Like,
where
who-
did you
what-
drop?
yeah.
And it's the reality. But I would like to agree with your points,
Yeah.
really. If we need to get good people around the
Around
children. That's why
if we
even
are
the
not.
choice of school, you know, there are some schools that are very good academically, but morally it's horrible. So you really have to check, okay, I don't have so much time, but I need to check the community that is around them.
Very
Who are
important.
the school, the mosque, the church, where are they going to? Who are they interacting with?
Who are your child? Who are your children's friends?
You need to know
Yes.
their houses. You need to know the kind of family.
Yeah.
What do they speak about? And so if you can do that, it will also help you. I know parents who are top executives and they had to even keep their kids in boarding schools out of Nigeria. And guess what? They really researched on most of those boarding schools. And those boarding schools are actually, they have very high standards for raising children. So whenever these children come to Nigeria, you will see that these children have been well taken care of. They have good values. They have good culture. They even maintain their culture. Alexa cannot teach us culture. It cannot teach a Yoruba girl that she should genuflect when she sees an adult. It cannot teach an Igbo lady how to speak her language. No. But you as a parent, you have to be intentional, because that is your number one asset. That's actually why you are working most of the time as a parent. Even if you're a single parent, you have to find that person, that beautiful aunt, that nice person who can really, really be there for your child.
So just to further what she said, I think that's the place of cultural relevance to the tools or technologies we also provide for our children. You said Alexa, of course, may not have the cultural relevance of us as a Nigerian, right? So, and I mean, thankfully we have builders, we have people who are building solutions from
African
a global
solutions
perspective, of
too.
course.
Yes.
From our starting local, building with the context we are in. So I feel in terms of our solution as well, and this is both in terms of the parents, what solutions are you also making available for your child? Good people, yes. But beyond the people as well, the tools using made available, are this also relevant in some cases, right? So I feel there's just it's important to emphasize that the place, when they say it takes a village to raise a child, we are in that age where people are more
We
into
don't need a village
themselves.
anymore.
But the place of, if you don't have the time, genuinely, like they said, I mean,
Get someone, the
a
right
system.
person.
Yes, a
You
good
see,
system.
The right person to
even
do that.
if you have the time, I still feel that you should build a community around your parenting journey. You should have people around you, the friends you're making. I have some of the families I work with, I see the children go to do sleepover, somewhere. And if the family they are going to do sleepover at, the values are not well vetted, and all that, the children can come back with another kind of value, So the community, the friends of the parents are very important. Parents should make good friends.
Yes.
Parents should associate themselves with good people, and then so that in that way we can now have the children of your good friends can be good people, and they share the same moral values as you do. So when you're exposing your children to tools now, you don't have any concern, because you know that everyone around you are having the same value as you do. Yeah.
Amazing. We can go on and on and on. Just have a lot of questions, but time right now is not really our friend. So we'll go into the last segment for this show. I really like the segment. I know he has an idea. It's called the Rapid Fire Game.
Oh, okay.
So my rapid fire game is Alexa or Mom. Okay, we've heard serious stuff, so we're just losing up right now. So it's time for the quick fire round I call voice assistant versus mom. Who is really raising our kids? And we'll start with you. It's a yes or no answer. You just hit it. Yes, no, yes, no. Mrs. Buki, are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready? We're starting with number one. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. A voice assistant secretly becoming digital babysitters.
Yes.
Should parents who rely heavily on voice assistants be called lazy?
No.
Is giving a child a voice assistant as bad as giving them unsupervised internet?
Take that again.
Is giving a child a voice assistant as bad as giving them unsupervised internet?
No.
Can voice assistants actually replace bedtime stories told by mom or dad?
No.
Are voice assistants stealing emotional bonding moments from parents?
Yes.
The parents underestimate how much VA, that's voice assistant, spy on kids.
Yes.
Should kids be taught to say no to VA like they are taught about strangers?
Yes.
Would you agree that some parents trust machines more than their instincts?
Yes.
Are parents in denial about the harm VA might cause?
No.
Okay, if kids obey voice assistants more than parents, is that a red flag?
Yes.
Amazing. All right, so we'll move over to you, Mr. Patrick.
Yes,
Are you ready?
I am.
You sure? Can I would use VA for voice assistants? All right. Can a VA ever replace a classroom teacher?
No.
Should every Nigerian child own a VA before a textbook?
No.
Are voice assistants raising smarter kids or socially awkward ones?
No.
Would you let a VA discipline your child when you are away?
No.
Can VA make children outgrow their parents' knowledge too quickly?
Say that again, please.
Can voice assistants make children outgrow their parents' knowledge too quickly?
No.
Do voice assistants encourage shortcut learning, fast but shallow?
Yes.
Should African governments invest in local child-friendly voice assistants instead of the foreign ones?
Yes.
Instead of that, the voice assistant threaten the future relevance of teachers?
Yes. Yes.
Would you call a voice assistant the new nannies of Gen Alpha?
Yes.
If a child says, I love you to a voice assistant, is that dangerous or harmless?
No.
Let me repeat that. If a child says, I love you to a voice assistant, is that dangerous or harmless?
Yes or no, or if you answer. I said
Dangerous
no.
or harmless?
It's a yes or no.
Is it dangerous or harmless?
I mean, it's harmless.
Harmless.
In my opinion.
Amazing. Thank you for that quick answer. And to Mr. Johnson,
Okay.
I mean you today. Are you ready?
I am.
All right. Are parents of neurodiverse kids leaning too much on voice assistants as coaches?
No.
The voice assistant actually understand children with autism or just pretend to?
I think they pretend to.
Could voice assistant worsen the communication gap between special needs kid and parents?
No.
Okay. Should school replace some teacher aid with voice assistants to cut costs?
They say yes or no. But no. No.
Can a machine ever teach empathy,
No.
or is that a human-only gift?
No.
The voice assistants risks erasing cultural and local values in Nigeria education.
Yes.
If a child with ADHD listens to a voice assistant more than their teacher, is that progress or disaster?
Disaster.
Are we training kids to respect machines more than humans?
Yes, we are.
Should parents be worried that voice assistants don't get tired unlike them?
No, they shouldn't be worried.
Is it possible that a 10 years kid will call voice assistants their best friend instead of mom, dad, or teacher?
Yes, it's possible.
So today we have seen that AI voice assistant tools are clever, but they are not mom or dad or your guardian. These tools can answer questions, tell stories, and even entertain kids for hours. But they cannot do what a parent does best. Give hugs, like Mrs. Buki said, model love, teach values, guide with wisdom, and set boundaries with care. Now, voice assistants are incredible tools, but they can and will never replace the human connection children need most. The challenge is making sure Alexa be the assistant, while mom and dad remains the parent. Technology is a tool, a powerful one, but parenting is irreplaceable. The verdict: AI voice assistant tool can assist, but mom and dad must lead. Thank you to my amazing guests. Thank you for being here. It was an amazing show with you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, so join us next week on Smart Family Living as we explore another hot topic shaping family life in the digital age. And we're going to be talking about budget, a little bit of budget, to our online smart family. Please do subscribe, follow our stories, and engage us on these platforms and share your own smart family tips using the hashtag smart family living. I am Miracle Obi, and this is Smart Family Living, where modern families meet smart solution. Stay smart and stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.